Have you ever made something like an impromptu meal that turned out to be the best you ever made? Guys, this is exactly what happened in the recipe I'm about to share with you. I was just making it with no serious aim, but what I ended up with was super mind-blowing, and I thought I must share it with us, guys. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Geraldine. If it's your first time tuning into my channel, you are highly welcome. I welcome you especially. My returning subscribers, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. I made this recipe on a day that I felt like I really needed to distract myself with something I love to do, and cooking is one of them. That is one good thing about doing something you love to do, especially in this season when everyone is locked, like you have to stay home, stay safe. It's nice to find those things that give you joy, those things that you've been putting aside, postponing. This is the time to bring them out of the box and start to do them, okay guys? So that said, let's get in. Let me show you what we were able to create. The first thing I did was cut my vegetables the night before and stored in the refrigerator. That's my spring onions, the carrots, this about this size, and then some bell peppers, green and yellow, and then some potatoes. I usually love to cut my potatoes slightly bigger than my carrots, yeah, because I feel they cook faster than carrots. So guys, I'll just store this away, and the next day I've measured out 500 grams of flour, or about 4 cups. It's sieved already, so I will add my cinnamon, baking powder and salt into it. Give it a mix, like mix everything together, and then create a well in the middle where I'll be pouring my eggs. I'm just going ahead to crack that in here and whip it together before I pour it in, guys. Over here I have about 350 grams of flour of butter. I usually love to have more butter for my meat pie, but 250-300 would have been fine. Yes, I just love to have more because I like it to have that crumbly texture, okay, and very soft. So guys, I will gently combine my butter into my flour until I get this kind of a gari texture. You know, when you're making gari from scratch, that point where they sieve gari, this is what the texture feels like at this point. After that, I created a well in the middle and poured in the whisked eggs. Okay, the measurement of everything I'm using for this recipe I'll be leaving in either in the description box or on the video as you are watching. So I'll gently combine everything. The measurements I'm using here is such that I didn't need to add any extra liquid to this dough. My egg and butter was just enough to wrap everything together, and that's what it feels like. Soft, not hard, but not sticky either. So that's what it feels like. Next, I'll cover it with this cling film and keep it in the fridge while I work on the filling. That could take like 10. Over here is my diced bell peppers from the night before, and this is the minced meat I'll be using, guys. It's about 400 grams. Yeah, so I'll be peeling that open in a bit and start making our filling. So in this pan, I'm going to be putting a little quantity of oil. That's like about 3 to 4 tablespoons. I poured in the onions and the fresh chili pepper when the oil was a little bit hot, and then I put in a little bit of salt to just get the flavors popping already. Next, I added my spring onions, and then I'm going to be sauteing that for say a minute or two. So the next thing I did was add the minced meat and then stir fried it until it browned all over, okay? While that was stir frying, I went ahead to spice it up with my Knorr cube, as you can see, some thyme, some curry powder, some mixed spices, onion powder, black pepper, and then I'll stir all this in to just get every one of those flavors into this filling, okay? The aroma is really wonderful in here. So I tasted for salt at this point and poured in the diced carrots and subsequently the potatoes, okay? So guys, we want our carrots and the potatoes to get in all those flavor into themselves. Yeah, so everything will be uniform. So, and when that is ready, I'll go ahead and put some water, say up to the level of the meat. I want to do small water at a time so I don't get too much in there, okay? I'll cover that up and let it steam up. Meanwhile, this is the cheese, which is the main purpose of what I'm sharing today, okay guys? I found out that using cheese to thicken my sauce gave it a really nice and rich taste. After about 4 or 5 minutes of steaming this, guys, I turned it over and then I needed a little bit more water because it wasn't well cooked yet. So a little bit more water I covered and cooked for another additional 3 to 4 minutes and it was ready. So you can see that that's mashed easily. Yeah, and mind you, not like very mushy because we're still going to bake this. So I leave some kind of little strength in my carrot and potatoes. At this point, to thicken, I poured in about a handful of the cheese, and that kind of bound the sauce together. So I didn't need flour for this. Yes guys, and the taste, it just kind of rounded up the taste of this filling. Look at that. So at this point I had also turned off the heat. I'll just combine everything and set aside. We'll allow it to cool down completely before we start filling our dough and making our pie and roll. So guys, please bear with me if this video is not very organized. Yes, this is one of those videos I never thought I would share with us because like I said, I was just making for making's sake, but it turned out so well that I decided to share with us. It could be helpful to someone out there. So what I did is to flour my work surface and then kneaded the dough just a little bit gently, just to get everything together, and then I cut it into 2. I'll be using half to make the pies and then the other half I'll use for the rolls, okay? So I like to divide my dough into smaller quantities to work with so I don't have to knead and re-knead and flatten out each time. Meanwhile, you didn't see me add my bell peppers. I did that after the sauce cooled down because I love them to remain a little bit crunchy in my pie, kind of still fresh. So after I scoop in about 1 or 2 tablespoons of the filling, I'll close the pie like that and then use the tip of my finger to close it like this. No time for a fork. Okay? Yes. So over here with this other part of the dough, I'm going to make the roll, which is like one of the best things that happened to this cooking process, guys. Yeah, at first I wanted to make it all pies, but I just changed my mind to do something like this. This is something you can do anytime you are craving pies but don't have time to make them one. You can just roll out your dough like this and make rolls out of them and still enjoy the pie without necessarily making pies as in the shapes. Okay, so I'll just cut out the rough edges like this. So next I scoop on the filling like you can see me do here on a straight line this way before I'll go ahead and wrap. I don't do any egg washing inside because my dough is soft enough to wrap up without breaking loose. Okay, so this is just all I do. I make sure that it's all wrapped up and then flatten it out a little bit, just release every air inside it while doing so, and then gently cut out the edges. You can see that my edges are still sealed. I didn't expose the meat inside because since it's not corned beef or ground meat, I don't want it to kind of fall out when the dough rises. Okay, so next I will do the remaining of the pie. I'll use the remaining of the dough now to form a smaller roll than the one I made before. This saved me a lot of time and I still enjoyed meat pie. Wait for my next recipe on what I do with the leftover of my meat pie filling. Okay, so the second roll is ready, smaller than the first one, and the remnant of the dough I just formed into a random shape and placed up here. I don't know what that meant, but I was just doing my thing, getting my mind off stuffs. Okay, so next I washed with egg white. You will notice I didn't whip my egg, neither did I remove the yolk because I could carefully just tap on the white area and use it to wash my pies. I'll be saving the rest for something else. So I'll set this in the oven now and bake on not so high heat because I want it to cook properly. I cooked at about 180 degrees for about 30 minutes and I removed the pies first while the rolls I left for an additional 6 minutes or thereabout. Okay guys, so here the rolls are ready and everything is set on this rack. They look very beautiful and I assure you the taste as good. So I've allowed them to cool down and at this point I'm going to cut in and show you what the roll looked like inside. A lot of us have made meat pie before or seen a lot of video on meat pies, regular meat pies. So the highlight of this video is showing you that these rolls are achievable using the same methods you use in making your meat pie. It actually saves you more time. Look at that. It's crumbly and soft, and the cheese kind of did a whole lot of good work for the filling, and in terms of the taste and everything, it was just perfect. So all you need to do at this point is just cut it up into sizable pieces and save and just enjoy your stuff. Okay guys, this is us. And in my house, everyone had their favorite drink. Somebody had milk, someone had Sprite, and someone had juice. Okay guys, so that's it for our today's recipe. I'm so happy that you were able to join me today. Do give this a try if you would love to, and let me know what you think about it. So until I come your way next time, this is me wishing you a very beautiful Easter celebration. Stay safe and don't forget to smile. Bye bye.